Stephen, it was a bit of a David and Goliath clash here, given the multitude of resources that Celtic have at their disposal. Your team battled hard, but ultimately a 4-0 defeat.
Listen, they're good players. They're experienced players who've cost a lot of money throughout their career. They've got a lot of first-team games under their belt. And I knew coming today it was going to be a tough ask. But I tried to speak to them over the last few days about, the way to close the gap on quality players and quality teams is be committed. We'd worked in our shape, which first half in particular was very good. We were hard to break down. But you look at their two wide players, number 11, number 7. They had pace. They could take men on. They could take players out of the game. And I think generally that was the huge difference between the two teams. Their two wide players were out-and-out wingers who have got first-team experience, and one of them certainly cost a lot of money. A lot more than our club's even probably worth. So it's difficult when you come up against that. But I thought they stuck to their task. They worked hard. They put themselves about. Commitment, not an issue. Just the key to the game, and the key for us was we couldn't make enough passes when we won the ball back. We were making one pass and giving it away. Sometimes we weren't even making one. And any time we did make 2, 3 or 4, we got a foothold in the game. We maybe didn't carry a huge threat, but we certainly had some sort of foothold in the game. But when you win the ball and you give it away and you win it and give it away, it's soul destroying sometimes. It can become tough. And that happens sometimes when the opposition puts so much pressure on you. So from a perspective of, organisation and being committed, delighted, other things we have to work on.
Is that a byproduct of you're not only with Celtic so experienced and have a £12 million winger on their team, but your side was also very young, very. In fact, you're bringing a boy who's just out of school on for the second half. I kind of highlighted that maybe that's one of the reasons why you couldn't get that away. It was also naivety, if you like. Well,
it is, and it's an experience. But these kids only get experience by playing against quality players like that. And honestly, I was genuinely excited before the game, and even through the game. The score was irrelevant for me. I just wanted to see how they would cope, and how they could cope with the physical demands, with the pace of the opposition, the tempo of the game, the possession at times. Could we cope with those kind of things? And at times we did. The manager was on after the game, Mark, and he said commitment was great. And I said, well, that's fantastic. But what we need to now do is get our passing and our possession and our shots and our crosses up to the same level as commitment. And that's how they're going to improve as players. If they can improve that, and that's as good as their commitment, then they'll be better players. So ultimately, when you're inexperienced, when you come up against good players, probably the naivety and shape and, pressing and closing, sometimes a little bit naive and leaving yourself exposed. But I didn't mind that, because I was more than happy for them to go and commit and give everything they've got.
You mentioned during the first half, but even then, we actually created some half-decent opportunities in the first half. And I suppose when you're playing against, in those circumstances you've talked about, you've really got to take them. If you've got any aspirations of taking something from the game, when the chances come along, as infrequent as they do, you need to score them.
Well, you don't get lots of chances in games against sometimes a bigger opposition, when they were so dominant with the ball. But I certainly thought, if young Dylan Faulkner had kept himself on for the second half, he got a kick in the ankle. We're bringing on, as you say, a 15-year-old kid who we haven't had the chance really to coach or work with on a daily basis. So you're trying to coach him through the game, which is hard sometimes. But any time we did get down to the side of them, or we got crosses in the box, we worked on a couple of set plays, and things kind of started to work for us a little bit. But you do need that goal. In any kind of game, when you've been up against it and you do get in the opposition box and you get a chance to get a shot away, you get a ball across the face of goal, you need to get in the end of it, because if you don't, they're going to get chances again. So yes, it's frustrating from that point of view, but exercise wise and learning from me with what the players have to do, then totally worthwhile.
It's a middle of a very busy run for your side, and we've already spoke about it before, that because a number of players left in the first team, the number of opportunities for the first team players to drop down is limited as well. So it really is going to be a big ask for you, because you've got young kids that you're putting on now, but that'll be a great experience for them too.
Well, we have to find out where they are in their career. I think that's the key aspect for us. We have to find out, can they step up? Can they go on? Today was like a level up for them, for some of them. And if you're going to play in our 20s and go and play first team, it's going to be a level up. So it's all to see how they can handle it. Are they physically ready? I still think we're a little bit short physically, as in, muscular wise. So we have a little bit of work to be done. I think sometimes we're a little bit naive in going for the ball, where we always go for the ball as opposed to going for body and things like that. But that'll all come through experience. And I hope a game like today, some of them will go home and think, do you know what? I now understand what he's talking about. Where you've got to put your body, your understanding of the game, your reading of the game, anticipation of the game. All these things come into play. So we have to find out where they are. We've got a big game on Tuesday on the Scottish Cup. We've got a game next Friday against Rangers, and then we've got Dundee United the following Tuesday. So when you're a young player, you just want to play football. As long as they learn along the way and enjoy the football, then we can't complain.
Stephen, thanks.